Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the Babinski integration exercises. And there are multiple potential ways of having to do this depending on the sensitivity of the foot that you're working on. You always remember you never have a tickle, you never have a discomfort, you never have it even the slight bit uncomfortable. It has to be just like you were rubbing one finger down an area that's normally not sensitive at all. Okay, so it doesn't feel like that one finger. It feels tickly or prickly or just a little more sensitive. You can't do those parts of that foot, so just forget about it. The location of where it is on the foot really matters, and it has to be in a certain direction. It all matters. So the actual location of where you will be rubbing is the first thing I'll show you. It starts on this really cute little heel. This is my daughter, Maeve. You can say hi. So that's Maeve. She's got a nice looking foot, so good model. I would never hold the heel, but it's just for your purposes in seeing it. So it's the very bottom of the inner heel. And then you would slide it. I'm going to try not to tickle Maeve. Slide it on the outside of the foot. On the outside bottom. It gets to about the ball of the foot, and then it goes across the ball of the foot. That's it. So I could draw a pen, and it would be one line, no breaking. Now, if there were segments of her that were sensitive, so if I went along and I was going nice and slow, nice gentle pressure, shouldn't be tickly. I'm not trying to tickle. I'm trying to rub it without it having a tickle. She says, oh, you're getting the sensitive spot. I lift my finger off, and I find the next point and say, is that still ticklish? And they say, no, it's no problem. So then I would continue on. So I would direct that to you in clinic, so we'd kind of talk about that if there are those areas. And you wouldn't rub between those two spots because it's irritating to her. So until eventually calm down, I would start here, I would take my finger off, I would then land back again here and go across. So that's just the area of touching. But it always has to be followed by, if possible, toes extending back. So see how I fan those toes back? So if I could, I'd spread them, but those toes have to extend. They have to go towards the head. Always. So if you rub it once, you bend back once, every single time. Now there are some cases you actually need to stroke the shin first, or you can move a certain bone in the foot. So the stroking is as easy as it sounds. It's from the top of the shin bone, and you slowly slide down the shin, nice firm pressure. When you get to the bottom of the top of the ankle before the foot, you lift off, then you begin your slow. I'm going way too fast, but I'm going to show you how we're doing it. The foot back to the fan. So I would maybe even just start with some strokes. Your therapist will explain what to do there. It may be that you need several strokes before you even touch the foot. That might be enough to do it first to desensitize a little bit more, because if you do this, it actually makes this one usually a little bit less sensitive. You can also do a little bit of a wiggle on a certain bone called the cuboid bone. So if you look on the outside of her foot, maybe turn your foot a little bit there, maybe not. Oh, there we go. It's about halfway. So if you go down the toe side and there's a little drop off, you feel like a little bump, like a little cliff. Just go behind that cliff, and that's it. It doesn't have to be super precise, so just wiggle it a little bit. Gentle, doesn't hurt. You could add that in too, if it doesn't tickle. I would do a stroke, go down, 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 down. I could grab that little bone, give a little wiggle, go under. This is way too fast, but that would be the pattern. Finish with the toes. Okay? Now, the other option is that sometimes we can try a little bit of a desensitization different way. So maybe if you're going to go now on your hands and knees. And can you do it so you're facing that wall? You're just little enough, maybe you can fit. So normally you'd have more space. She should be like a little bit better than that. But I need her toes curled under. Toes curled. So they're in that extended position, right, that we just talked about. Then what she's going to do is going to bounce her toe, her bum, back and forth. So it kind of rubs a little bit in the front of the shin. So she might have pants on, might not. Like she's having a tantrum like a baby. She wants your attention. You do it about 30 seconds or so, maybe 60 seconds. And then sometimes you do that, that actually makes things a little bit less sensitive to go and touch the foot. You can have a seat, hon. Thank you very much. So sometimes having heat on the outside border too of that foot, so where I drew that line, put lots of warm heat before you go and you try to do this, it might make it a better response overall.